Hello, welcome to OMAT. Glad you're here. We're going to get started pretty soon on these 8 exercises. But first, I want to talk about let's find ourselves. But what does that mean? What does it mean for me to find myself? I'm right here. What's the problem? Well, here's what my thought process is. If I can get lost, I could maybe use some finding myself. Like I can get lost in a book. I can get lost scrolling on social media. I can get lost on my way to my goal. I can lose myself and go, wait, that wasn't me. That reaction is not how I feel about myself. So finding myself means knowing myself enough to know what comes next. What do I give myself? What do I need? So how do I know all this stuff? Where do we look for ourselves? Here come the steps. 1, journaling. Yes, I know we always talk about writing things down. Journaling is a word that's getting thrown around. But when I journal, I can write the scary thoughts. Sometimes I write and I'm like, I didn't even know that I was thinking that. So it helps. Also, talking to other people. It's like journaling out loud. All of a sudden, I can hear myself. I actually have had conversations where I'm talking, and as I'm talking, I go, okay, I hear it. I hear it now. Also, listening comes with that, and that connection to another person really helps me get to know myself. Also, just talking to myself, talking to other people, journaling, and experimenting. So I can talk to myself. The way I started is every time I went to pee, I said, what do I need? Because sometimes I'm doing things that I don't need. Oh, I need a break. I need to eat, and I don't notice it unless I ask. Then I experiment. Do I like waking up early in the morning? I try it just by waking up a little bit earlier. I don't have to do 3 hours earlier to really see how that feels. Take it little at a time. As I get to know myself, I get to know more of what I need, and it's so much easier to make decisions on my life. So let's get to know ourselves by getting present. How do we get present? Again, we have to get to know ourselves to get present. So now I'm going to do a little experiment. I'm going to close my eyes. Does that help me get present? Look what a small experiment. Or I'm going to look around. That's my little experiment. There are no consequences to these experiments, so I'm allowed to take them. And this is the space to do it in. As we get present, let's get into our gratitude. This is an experimental space. You can test out your gratitude. Sometimes I go, can I be grateful for that? And on some days, I genuinely go, no, I don't want to. And on other days, I go, I'm just going to leave that there and keep going, experimenting with my mind. Let's try it out. Give an experiment. What's your gratitude like today? Let's wrap for now. Finding the water. And finding that that's what our gratitude looks like today. That's where I find myself for now. Let's keep going into meditation, learning how to pause, learning how to clear our mind, practicing it. Let's sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, we find water. Sometimes we find a thought like, that was only a minute? Ah, okay. Now we know that about ourselves. That's how we feel when we take a 1-minute break. Let's keep going into our writing. If you are so sick of the gratitude list, write a pissed off list right here. Both can exist. It's all right. It doesn't negate the other one. They're both happening. Write whatever you want. Write things that you don't want to write. Rip it up afterwards, but let's write right now. Let's wrap for now. Whether we're in the middle of a sentence or we want to close out that sentence, you're allowed to do whatever you want. This isn't being handed in. So you might be thinking, what does this do for me? What does it do for you? It reminds you to ask the question, what is this doing for me throughout your day? You have that question, go ahead and ask at every single task, what is this doing for me? Maybe it's making me stressed. Maybe it's making me relaxed. But if I ask, I get to know. Let's keep going. Going into our yoga stretch. What is it doing for you? Let's go find out. Let's experiment by doing this sun salutation super slow. The slower we move, the more we see, ow, that's hurting. I'm going to stop that before it hurts more. So we're not hurting ourselves. So if it hurts, stop doing it. If you could stand, stand, and inhale your arms up. Reach up, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Continue folding forward. Your back will round. Round it a lot. Bend your knees as much as you want. Feel the stretch in your back. When you're ready, halfway lift. Flat back gets, the back gets flat, parallel to the ground. And let's change positions. Meet in a high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back. Hold it and then lower slowly all the way down. Once your body's on the ground, push against the ground and your chest will come up. Your head comes up, look up. Your legs are down on the floor still. Now let's lift them up and get into down dog. Hips up, upside down V, and then walk your feet forward towards your hands before you start rising up, meeting your palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. And if you're moving so slow that you're still finishing up your sun salutation, wonderful. Let's have some water. We have time. We're finding time, finding ourselves. And let's keep going into our plank. Now, we're going to find ourselves in a plank position. How do we do that? Here's our chance to experiment. How do you get into a plank pose? Do you have to talk to yourself a certain way? Do you have to get in a kneeling position right before I count down? Let's experiment because we're going in 3, 2, 1, up in plank pose. I know that from a seated position, even from a standing position, a plank could be a tough decision to make. But that's 10 seconds in. The more we do it, the less of a tough decision it is. The more we see ourselves as these strong plankers, the less of a decision it is. That's 20 seconds. Now, how do you find yourself? When I find myself in a plank, I get to know that I can do a plank and I am a planker. So for 30 more seconds, continue that in your head. I plank. I am a planker. I'm doing it right now. This is the proof, and I'm going to keep proving it for 20 more seconds. I have it in me. I'm going to find, if I have to dig a little bit deeper, then that's where I'm going. With 10 more seconds left, Let's see if you could find the energy. Finish as strong as your body and your mind will allow for today for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. That's our plank. Come down off your plank. Maybe stretch your way back. Again, see what small move very slow and go, oh, that feels good if I do that. It doesn't, so I'm going to stop right there and go the other way. Have some water. Maybe we learned about ourselves. Maybe we didn't. We don't have to notice everything everywhere all at once. Moving slow, giving ourselves a little, I'm so glad I did that, so I remember next time I come across it, I'm going to do it. Same with the procrastination. What are you going to be glad that you did? Let's experiment. Maybe you won't be glad at the end of it, but we're going to take a chance, take a risk, and take action right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. Sometimes I hear from people, hey, I didn't know what to do for the first 30 seconds of that minute. And all I did for the last 30 was fill up my water bottle. You filled up your water bottle. Now you know it takes 30 seconds. Your water bottle is filled. Check mark. Let's keep going. Let's go into our connection. Like I said earlier, it really helps me to talk to other people to help find myself as I say things out loud, as I listen. I don't have to take advice. I don't have to take anything, but I can take that connection. I can use it to know a little bit more about myself even. So let's see if we can connect with another person, maybe saying hi right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And finding maybe that last experiment exercise was a little vulnerable feeling. Okay, now we know that. Let's go. Let's shake it off. Let's go into our final exercise here. Any kind of aerobic movement. If you can't get your heart rate going, if you need to move slower today, that's fine. But let's move whatever we can. 3, 2, 1, move your body. Why are we moving our body? If we exercise our body, we get to use it. Let's keep that in mind as we keep this energy going. That's 10 seconds. If you haven't started, now's a great time to start. We do need to move whatever we get to move. We need to exercise it. That's 20 seconds. Now, maybe there's pain in your face. Do you need that pain? Can you let go of that pain in your face and use that energy for the rest of your body for 30 seconds so that we can get as strong as we can in this minute-long exercise, using what we have for 20 more seconds, making sure you're breathing. Sometimes we hold our breath when we do exercise, Follow the in and the out of the breath for 10 seconds. We already hit the countdown. Let's finish up as strong as our body and mind will allow for today. For 3, 2, 1, you're done. Look at that. That's a lot of different exercises. Congratulations. Thank you for taking OMAT today.